version 4.5.2 on Ubuntu. To practice this tutorial, you should be familiar with the Ubuntu operating system and an editor. Some editors are Vim and gedit. I am using gedit in this tutorial. For relevant tutorials, please visit our website, which is as shown. Let me tell you how to write a C++ program through an example. Open the terminal window using Ctrl, Alt, and T keys simultaneously on your keyboard. To open the text editor, type on the terminal gedit space talk dot cpp space ampersand sign. We use the ampersand to free up the prompt. Please note that all the C++ files will have the extension .cpp. Now press enter. The text editor has opened. Let us start to write a program. Type / space my first C++ program. Here, / is used to comment the line. Comments are used to understand the flow of the program. It is useful for documentation, and it gives us information about the program. The / is called a single-line comment. Now press enter. Type #include space opening angle bracket closing angle bracket. It is a good practice to complete the brackets first, and then start writing inside them. Now, inside the bracket, type iostream. Here, iostream is a header file. This file includes the declaration of standard input-output functions in C++. Now press enter. Type using space namespace space std and a semicolon. The using statement informs the compiler that you want to use the std namespace. The purpose of namespace is to avoid name collisions. It is done by localizing the names of identifiers. It creates a declarative region and defines a scope. Anything defined within a namespace is in the scope of that namespace. Here, std is a namespace in which the entire standard C++ library is declared. Now press enter. Type int space main, opening bracket, closing bracket. Main is a special function. It denotes that the execution of the program begins from this line. The opening and the closing bracket are called parentheses. The parentheses after the main tells the user that main is a function. Here, the int main function takes no arguments and returns a value of type integer. We will learn about data types in another tutorial. Now, let us switch to the slides to know more about the main function. Every program should have one main function. There should not be more than one main function. Otherwise, the compiler cannot locate the beginning of the program. The empty pair of parentheses indicates that main has no arguments. The concept of arguments will be discussed in the upcoming tutorials. Now come back to our program. Press enter. Type an opening curly bracket. The opening curly bracket marks the beginning of the function main. Then type a closing curly bracket. The closing curly bracket indicates the end of the function main. Now, inside the bracket, press enter twice. Move the cursor one line up. Indentation makes the code easier to read. It also helps to locate errors faster. So let us add a space here. And type cout space 2 opening angle brackets. Here, cout is a standard C++ function to print the output on the terminal. Now, after the brackets, type within double quotes. Anything within the double quotes in the cout functions will be printed. Now, inside a quote, type talk to a teacher \n. Here, \n signifies a new line. As a result, after execution of the cout function, the cursor moves to the new line. Every C++ statement must end with a semicolon. Therefore, type 1 at the end of this line. A semicolon acts as a statement terminator. Now press enter. Add a space here and type return, space, 0, and a semicolon. This statement returns the integer 0. An integer has to be returned for this function because the function type is int. The return statement marks the end of executable statements. We will learn more about the return values in another tutorial. Now click on the Save button to save the file. It is a good habit to save files frequently. This will protect you from sudden power failures. It will also be useful in the case the applications were to crash. Let us now compile the program. Come back to our terminal. Type g++ space talk.cpp space -o space output. Here, g++ is the compiler used to compile C++ programs. Talk.cpp is our file name. -o output says that the executable should go to the file output. Now press enter. We see that the program is compiled. By typing ls space -lrt, we can see that output is the last file to be created. Let us execute a program. Type ./output and press enter. Here, the output is displayed as talk to a teacher. Now, let us see the common errors which we can come across. Switch back to the text editor. Suppose here we miss the closing curly bracket. Now save the file. Let us execute. Come back to our terminal. Now, compile and run the program using the command we used before. We see an error. We see that there is an error at line number 7 in our talk.cpp file that expected curly bracket at the end of input. Now come back to our text editor. As I said before, the closing curly bracket marks the end of the function main. So, reinsert the bracket here. Now save the file. Let us execute it again. We can recall the previously entered commands by using the up arrow key. That is what I did now. Yes, it is working. I will show you another common error. Let us switch back to our text editor. Now, suppose we here missed std. Let us save the file. Come back to our terminal. Let us compile. We see that there is an error at line number 3 and line number 6 in our talk.cpp file. That expected identifier before a semicolon and cout was not declared in this scope. As cout is the standard C++ library function, and the entire C++ library function is defined under std namespace. Therefore, it is giving an error. Let us now fix the error. Come back to our text editor. Type std here. Let us save it. Let us compile it again. Yes, it is working. As an assignment, write a program to print your name and city. We use a single line comment in this tutorial. Now just try to give a multi-line comment. Syntax of a function. Significance of the return statement. We will do this through examples. We will also see some common errors and their solutions. To record this tutorial, I'm using Ubuntu operating system version 11.10, GCC and G++ compiler version 4.6.1. Let us start with the introduction to functions. A function is a self-contained program executing a specific task. Every program consists of one or more functions. Once executed, the control will be returned back from where it was accessed. Let us see the syntax for function. Ret type defines the type of data that the function returns. Fun name defines the name of the function. Parameters is a list of variable names and their types. We can specify an empty parameter list. This is called a function without arguments. And this is called a function with arguments. Let us see a program using void. I have already typed the program on the editor, so I will open it. Note that our file name is function, and I have saved the file with the extension .c. Let me explain the code. This is our header file. Before using any function, it must be defined. Here we have defined a function called add. Note that the add function is without any arguments, and the return type is void. There are two types of functions: user-defined, that is our add function, and predefined, that is printf and main function. Here we have initialized a and b by assigning them values of 2 and 3. Here we have declared a variable c. Then we add the values of a and b. The result is stored in C. Then we print the result. This is our main function. Here we call the add function. The addition operation will be performed and the result will be printed. Now click on Save. Let us execute the program. Please open the terminal window by pressing Ctrl, Alt, and T keys simultaneously. To compile, type gcc function .c-o fun. To execute, type /fun. We see the output is displayed as sum of a and b is 5. Now come back to our program. Functions contain special identifiers called parameters or arguments. Let us see the same example with arguments. I will change a few things here. Type int add int a, int b. Here we have declared a function add. Int a and int b are the arguments of the function add. Let us delete this. No need to initialize a and b here. Delete the printf statement. Type int main. Let us declare a variable sum here. Type int sum. Then type sum equals add 5, 4. Here we call the add function. Then we pass the parameters as 5 and 4. 5 will be stored in A, and 4 will be stored in B. The addition operation will be performed. Let us now print the result. So type here, printf, quote, sum is %d \n, end quote, comma sum. Delete this, as we have already called the function above.
Right.
Type return 0.
Return 0, then I have to bracket.
A non-void function must use a return statement that returns a value. Click on Save. Let us execute the program. Come back to our terminal. Now compile the program as before. Let us execute.
Save the functions.
The output is displayed as sum is 9.
Sum is 9.
Now let us see how to execute the same program in C++.
Function indicator.
Come back to our program. Let me change a few things here. First, press Shift, Ctrl, and S keys simultaneously. Now save the file with a .cpp extension. Click on Save. First, we will change the header file as iostream. We'll include the using statement here. The function declaration is the same in C++, so there is no need to change anything here. Now replace the printf statement with the cout statement, as we use the cout function to print a line in C++. We don't need the format specifier and \n here. Delete the comma. Now type two opening angle brackets. After sum, again type two opening angle brackets. Within double quotes, type \n. Delete this closing parenthesis. Now click on Save. Let us compile the program. Come back to our terminal. Type g++ function.cpp-o fun1. Here we have fun1. This is because we don't want to overwrite the output file fun. Press enter. Type /fun1. The output is displayed as sum is 9. Now we will see the common errors which we can come across. Suppose here we type x in place of 4. I will retain the rest of the code as it is. Click on Save. Let us compile the program. We see an error at line number 10. X was not declared in this scope. This is because x is a character variable. It was not declared anywhere, and our add function has an integer variable as an argument. So, there is a mismatch in return type and return value. Now come back to our program. Let us fix the error. Type 4 at line number 10. Click on Save. Let us execute again. Let me clear the prompt. Compile the program as before. Yes, it is working. Now we will see another common error which we can come across. Suppose here we pass only one parameter. Delete 4. Click on Save. Switch to the terminal. Let us compile. We see an error at line number 10. Too few arguments to function int add int, int. Switch back to our program. You can see here we have two parameters, int a and int b. And here we are passing only one parameter. Therefore, it is giving an error. Let us fix the error. Type 4. Click on Save. Switch to the terminal. Let us execute again. Yes, it is working. Come back to our slides. To summarize, in this tutorial, we have learned function, syntax of function, function without arguments. GCC. The help of an example. We will also see some common errors and their solutions. To record this tutorial, I am using Ubuntu operating system version 11.10, GCC and G++ compiler version 4.6.1. Let's start with an introduction. Token is a generic word for data types, variables, constants, and identifiers. Let us start with our program. I have already typed the code on the editor. Let me open it. Note that our file name is tokens.c. In this program, we will initialize the variables and print their values. Let me explain the code now. This is our header file. This is our main function. Here, int is a keyword. The compiler knows the meaning of keywords. A is an integer variable. We have assigned a value of 2 to it. This is called initialization. If a value is not assigned to a variable, then it is called a declaration of the variable. Here, b is a constant. We have initialized b by assigning a value of 4 to it. The const keyword is used to create read-only variables. Let us switch back to our slides to know more about keywords and constants. Keywords have fixed meanings that cannot be changed. Keywords cannot be used as variable names. There are 32 keywords in C. To name some: auto, break, case, care, enum, extern, etc. Constants. Constants are fixed values. They do not change during the execution of a program. There are two types of constants: numeric constants and character constants. Now come back to our program. Here, float is a data type of variable C. We have assigned it a value of 1.5. Data type is a finite set of values along with a set of rules. Here, D is a variable. Char and single quotes suggest that we are dealing with a character. As a result, D is a character variable storing the value A. It is easy to see that int, double, float, and char are data types. A, C, and D are variables. Now come back to our slides. We will know more about data types and variables. Data types. Let us begin with the integer data type. It is declared as int. If we want to print an integer data type, we will use %d as a format specifier. Similarly, we will use float and %f for floating point numbers. For character data types, we will use char and %c. And for double data types, we will use double and %lf as a format specifier. Now, we will see the range of data types. The integer data type has a range of this. The floating point has a range of this. Character has a range of this. And double has a range of this. The value stored in the variable must not be greater or less than this range. Now we will move on to variables. Variable is a data name. It may be used to store a data value. The values can change when the program runs. Before using a variable, it must be declared. We should try to give meaningful names to variables. Example: John, Marks, some, etc. Now we will move back to our program. Here, printf is the identifier name for this function. Come back to our slides. Let us learn about identifiers. Identifiers are user-defined names. An identifier consists of letters and digits. Both uppercase and lowercase letters are permitted. The first character must be a letter or underscore. Now, come back to our program. Here, we have initialized the variables and constants. Here, we print them. And this is our return statement. Now click on Save. Let's execute the program. Please open the terminal window by pressing Ctrl, Alt, and T keys simultaneously on your keyboard. To compile, type gcc space tokens.c space -o space tok, then enter. To execute, type /tok. The output is displayed. We can see that here we have 6 values after the decimal point. And here we have 2 values. Let us find out how this happened. Come back to our program. This is because we have %.2f here. It denotes that we can print only 2 values after the decimal point. Suppose here I want an output with 3 decimal places. Let us replace %.2f with %.3f. Now click on Save. Come back to our terminal. Compile as before. Execute as before. We see here 3 values after the decimal point. Now we will execute the same program in C++. Come back to our program. I will change a few things here. First, press Shift, Ctrl, and S keys simultaneously on your keyboard. Now save the file with an extension .cpp and click on Save. Let's change the header file as iostream. Now include the using statement and click on Save. Now replace the printf statement with the cout statement, since we use the cout function to print a line in C++. Click on Search For and replace text option. Type here printf opening parenthesis, and here in this column type cout and 2 opening angle brackets. Now click on Replace All and click on Close. We don't need the format specifier and \n. Let us delete them. Now delete the comma and type 2 opening angle brackets. Click on Save. Now delete the closing parentheses. Type 2 opening angle brackets again. And within the double quotes, type \n. Now click on Save. Let us execute the program. Come back to our terminal. To compile, type g++ space tokens.cpp space -o space tok1. Here, we have tok1 because we don't want to override the output parameter tok for the file tokens.c. Now press Enter. To execute, type /tok1. Press Enter. The output is displayed. Now let us move on to some common errors which we can come across. Come back to our program. Suppose here I will reassign a new value to b as 8. Now click on Save. Let us see what happens. Come back to our terminal. Let me clear the prompt. Now compile as before. We see an error at line number 7 in our tokens.cpp file. Assignment of read-only variable b. Come back to our program. This is because b is a constant. Constants are fixed values. They do not change during the execution of the program. Hence, it is giving an error. Let us fix the error. Delete this. Click on Save. Let us execute again. Come back to our terminal. Compile as before. Execute as before. Yes, it is working. Now, we will see another common error. Switch back to our program. Suppose here I miss the single quotes. Click on Save. Let us execute. Come back to our terminal. Compile as before. We see an error at line number 9 in our tokens.cpp file. A was not declared in the scope. Come back to our program. This is because anything within the single quotes is considered as a character value. And here we have declared d as a character variable. Let us fix the error. Type single quotes at line number 9 here. Now click on Save. Let us execute. Come back to our terminal. Now compile as before. Execute as before. Yes, it is working. Now switch back to our slides. Let us summarize. In this tutorial we learnt data types like int, double, float, etc. Variables, for instance, int a equals 2. Identifiers like printf